Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Hossain ibn Masudul Haque starting our today's presentation on if-else statement. In our today's presentation we will be discussing about conditional statements, what is if-else, how it works, basic syntax, examples, logical operators of if-else statements, real life application, common mistakes and consequences, significance of if-else statement, and lastly we are going to conclude the presentation with our conclusion. So what is the if-else statement? One of the fundamental tools for decision making in the C programming language is the if-else statement. This statement allows us to create logical branches in our code executing specific blocks of instructions based on whether a given condition is true or false. How it works: basically the core principle of the if-else statement is its ability to control the flow of a program based on the truthness or falseness of a condition. The else statement comes into play only as the companion to the if-else statement, offering an alternative block of code to execute when the specified condition evaluates to false. The next presentation slides will be carried over by my teammate Mahfuz Hasan Mon. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Mahfuz Hasan Mon. My student ID 232155796. I will discuss about if-else basic syntax. If the condition in the if statement is true, the code inside the first block is executed. Otherwise, the code is false. The condition is false, the code inside block is executed. Exercise. Here is a C programming source code. First of all, we call a main function and declare a variable number equal -5. If number greater than 0, printf the number is positive, otherwise else printf the number is non-positive. Here is a condition number greater than 0. Since -5 greater than 0, that's why it is the false condition, and that's why it will be print the number is non-positive and return 0, the code will be executed. Thank you. Next part will be discussed by Himel, so I call Himel to present his presentation. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rafid Himel. My ID is 232-15-557. Now I will be talking about logical operators in if-else statements. Logical operators are an incredibly important tool in evaluating conditions in if-else statements so that they can operate effectively and be more efficient. The primary logical operators are logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. Logical AND is useful for evaluating multiple conditions simultaneously. Logical OR is useful when we want to evaluate multiple conditions but only either one being true is enough, so that's what we use. And logical NOT is used when we want to know if the result will be done if the condition is proven false. There are also many real-world applications for if-else statements. When we apply coding to real-world applications, we can add if-else statements to many important issues such as determining eligibility for discounts in loans, solving simple mathematical problems, and determining accuracy of data. So if-else has very important uses in real world. Thank you. Now the rest of the presentation will be given by Rimel.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Rifat Faysal Himel. My ID is 232-15-556. I am going to be covering the significance of if-else statements as well as the conclusion of this presentation. Now, if-else statements are quite frankly the bedrock of programming. Due to their nature, they are incredibly useful in crafting adaptive, responsive, and dynamic code. Emphasis on adaptive. It allows the programmer to create code that can adapt to the user's needs and respond accordingly, thereby creating programs that are very robust and diverse. Now, as we conclude now, we must remember that mastery comes through experience, experimentation, and practice. Hands-on experience is by far the most important thing necessary for a programmer to go from good to great. So remember the concept of if-else statements that you learned here today and apply them to your code to make sure that your code is just as robust and responsive as the best codes out there. Thank you for